away, Doctor. You will understand. Here, Doctor. You are the first of your world to be looking at our solar system, the Astron. This is our planet, Astron Delta.
At the top.
Beyond the outer limits of human adventure, beyond the barrier of human credibility, fighting the unknown forces and secret terrors science couldn't predict. A monstrous thing aboard this station from the moon. That's what killed Weber. What kind of a monstrous thing?
What is up, everybody? How are you doing today? Sorry about the late start there. What's up? How you doing? What up, Schmitty? How you doing? Oh, I don't have my sound effects turned on. Let me turn my sound effects on really quickly so I can give you some horns here. Oh, you want to battle today? Heck yeah, let's do it. I actually made a new deck in Pokemon TCG Pocket, and I have been wanting to try it out, so you get to be the lucky guinea pig for today. There we go. All right. Here's your horn, Smitty. Oh no, it's not playing them. Lame. Okay, my sound effects are not working today. I might have to revisit that later. I had to like reset everything on my computer recently, and I think it like logged me out of my sound effect profile, and for some reason that is affecting my Discord. So I will fix that soon. Anyway, how are you all doing today? I hope you guys are doing well. How's your week been so far? It is Tuesday, it's 7 p.m., and you know what that means. It is time for some SpectreVision. That's usually what I say when I start the show, but like I'm running a little bit behind. As a reminder, if you guys are watching on anything other than Twitch, whether it be YouTube or TikTok or whatever, come over here to twitch.tv/SpectreVision and you can enter the battle queue, which I'm enabling right now. And all you got to do is type exclamation battle in the chat and you will be added to the battle queue. So Schmitty, go ahead and jump on that. What up, Dope? How you doing? Damn, none of my sound effects are working. Work, damn you! Work! I'm pushing the buttons, but they ain't working. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my soundboard. I'm gonna have to like reconfigure all of this crap again. Anyway. So I haven't done the code yet, but the code will be Spectre when we get into it. SPECTER. And I'll show it on the screen here in a bit whenever we do it. But yeah, how have you guys been doing so far on the promo battles, the promo event going on right now? Let me get the game pulled up. I have opened a ton of the promo packs, have not gotten a single one of the Ninetales. I don't know why. I can't pull that. My luck is just crap. It is not working for me. Man, it sucks that none of my sound effects are working. Those are like my favorite sound effects. Let me see if I can fix it real quick. I have the greatest sound effects you would ever have heard in your life, and you can't hear them because my freaking soundboard is not working right now. I had to like clear my cache on my internet browser, and I'm thinking that that's part of it. What up, Ghost? How you doing? I would play the air horns, but they're not working for some reason. I don't know if it's a Discord thing or whether it's just a Stream Deck thing, but if you Ghost, if you can join one of the Discord channels really quickly in the SpectreVision and just test to see that the soundboard is working, then you'll confirm to me that I'm not crazy. Let's see. Salazzle, Growlithe, Salandit, Lurantis, Rare Candies. Man, those Rare Candies have been making... Sorry, the soundboard is broke. So we have confirmation that it is not working within Discord. Okay. I'm going to have to fix that at some point. Or at least figure out... Maybe I can figure out what's going on with it. But if it's not working for you either, then it could just be a Discord thing. It's out. Wah, wah. I've almost got the whole set for this one. What about you, Schmitty? How are you doing on collecting this new set? I think I'm only about 15 cards short of completing this. Let me see if they'll show it here. 135. Oh, I'm 19 cards away from completing the Celestial Guardians set. So almost done. All right. Schmitty, if you would like to type exclamation battle in the chat, you will be added to the battle queue. And anybody else, if you would like to battle me on stream right now, exclamation battle in the chat, and that is available only to the Twitch viewers. So if you come over here to twitch.tv/SpectreVision, you can join the battle queue. So yeah, exclamation battle. So the all in one word, no space. Exclamation battle. BATTLE. And you will be officially added to it. So I made this new deck. I didn't create it by myself. I copied it from someone, but it seems to be doing pretty well. I've been doing all right within a ranked. There you go, Schmitty. Hey, damn! I want to play the sound effects so hard, like to do that. All right, you are in position number 1, and you are officially up in the queue. So let's do this. Next up, Schmitty. So go to versus. Schmitty, do you want to do pre-built decks or do you want to do randoms? You let me know however you want to do it. That's assuming that my dice are even working. They are working. Okay, that works. The dice are working, but nothing else is. Yeah, so I'm guessing it is just a Discord thing that the sound effects are not working. You just hit Master Ball onward? Holy crap! Dang! I'll just have to do. I'll have to make the noises myself. I think what is my rank? Let me see. I am Great Ball rank 4. So what's the difference? So pre-built would be a deck that you've made that you've got ready to go. If you want to do randos, then what we'll do is we will here, I'll show you. Let me just type it in real quick. So that is the element key, and then I roll 2 dice for you, and whatever 2 numbers you get correspond to an element, and you have the game auto build a deck for you using those elements. It's completely chaotic. Sometimes the game picks the worst Pokemon to put into the deck, but it can be a lot of fun, and it's random. So, okay, you want to do pre-built? Okay, let's do it. So let me use the deck that I made today, and let's see if you can beat it. You're going to be the first one to test drive it. My Magnezone deck. And we're going to do in private match. The password is Spectre. So SPECTER, just like that. Hey, Mizzy, thank you for following over on TikTok. How you doing? All right, Schmidt, get in here. Let's do this. 167 wins, 152 losses. What is that percentage-wise? I don't know math. Let me see. Let me pull up a calculator. So you said 152 divided by 167. You are 91% win rate. Is that correct? That's pretty damn good. That doesn't seem like that's a 91% kind of thing. But again, I am bad at math, so that's not right. That can't be right, right? 52%. Okay, that sounds more like it. Then what the hell did I get? It's the first time in a long time I've achieved a gaming goal, and you didn't give up. Speaking of whoops. Oh, shit. I accidentally just tabbed out of here. Speaking of gaming, the question of the day today is a gaming-related one, so exclamation QOD or QOTD in the chat will give you today's question of the day, and it is a gaming-related question. It's not about fast food this time. I know I ask a lot of fast food questions of the day. You divided the losses by the wins. I should have done the wins by the losses. So today's question of the day is, what is a critically bad video game that you unashamedly enjoy playing, and why? I have played a lot of bad video games in my day, but there have been some that I've played and I don't even, I don't know why I stuck with them. They're just kind of like, I just do it. RuneScape in the past? Oh man, but RuneScape was kind of goated when it first came out. Like, that was like the thing. That was for us kids who couldn't afford a World of Warcraft or EverQuest subscription. We had RuneScape. Dang, look at that card. Turtonator. Dude, that is gorgeous. I have yet to see that one yet. Are you sure you didn't just add some numbers together? I might have done that too, Ghost. I might have. RuneScape, I used to play. So when I was in college, I had a work-study job working in the College of Extended Learning, where basically I was just like an office aide. I made copies, I ran errands, I delivered mail, that kind of stuff, right? But there was a lot of downtime where we could study, we could do our homework, or just play on the computer. And I played a lot of, I played RuneScape during that time. And I don't know if you guys remember. Do you guys remember Second Life? Does anybody remember Second Life? You're just here to sass me. That's good. That's good. You keep me grounded, Ghost. You were the rock that keeps me grounded. So Second Life, for those that don't know, was a lot like, I don't even know what you would say it was like. It's a lot like an MMORPG, but there's no combat, there's no whatever. It's just a social hub where you create an avatar and you jump around to these different islands which are basically just like virtual representations of websites. And there was the college was doing an island for the school that they were hoping that they could have virtual classes where people could attend class virtually, all in this simulated 3D environment, right? Super wacky because you kind of needed a beefy PC to be able to run it well. Where the fuck are all my Pokemon? This is garbage. And so they gave me admin permissions to be able to go in and basically just test features within the island, right? Well, the problem was, in order to gain outfits and accessories and stuff like that, you had to go to other people's islands and, you know, either participate in things to gain like currency from their island or whatever. But there were some islands that had free things. Now, just like the internet, it was mostly porn. So a lot of these islands were just like virtual sex clubs and whatnot. So I had free bundles of sex stuff that I got. And one of them being a little penis motorcycle. And I would ride that around in my college virtual island, my little penis motorcycle, and just like sail around in that. Wow, I already got wrecked. Dang. I had a really, really, really bad hand. Well, Schmitty, you got me. You got me, bud. That was... I would play the applause thing, but like we said, the Discord sound alerts are not working, so I'll just golf clap for you. We had a professor teach this class through Second Life. Was it weird? I never actually got to see the implementation of it, but yeah, it was so silly. Oh man, I can only see this going wrong considering the avatar nonsense you can get up to. Well, and the other thing is, so I just littered that island with all of my crap that I was doing, like terraforming, making these giant wacky penis mobiles all over the place. And the professor that was sponsoring that had to come to me and say, hey, since you're an admin, I can't delete the stuff that you have on the island, so can you please log in and just clean all your crap up? So I had to go in there and like get rid of all my stuff from the Second Life island. Yeah, it was more weird because anthropologists for some reason didn't always understand computers at our school. Yeah, so like there's just a huge steep learning curve for it's one thing to get people to jump on a Teams call. Now granted, this was before Teams or Skype or anything like that had become commonplace in the school system, but now you want them to download a game, create an avatar, and then like play this thing? No, there's a reason why that never took off virtually. It was a lot like, I don't know, do you guys remember PlayStation Home? It was very similar to that. It was basically just a virtual playground where people could go to these like virtual stores and shops and interact in clubs and all this kind of stuff, and it was just wild. One thing that I would do... Oh, Schmitty, do you want to go again? Do you want to play another one again? I feel like I kind of got robbed on that one. And it's not... I mean, I'll take my L, but I wouldn't mind going another one. I feel like I didn't get set up on that one. So one of the things was you can't harm other people in the game. So you know, you couldn't use like a weapon in the game with your character. But what you could do was manipulate the terrain, and when you joined a server that had kind of like open sandbox rules, I had a thing called a bubble wand, which was basically like a wizard wand that would create a bubble. And it was meant so that you could just like, you know, place these bubbles, you know, all over the map, right? But one of the things that I would do with it is put a bubble around a person, and they didn't know how to remove the bubble. So that would just trap random people in bubbles as I went around in Second Life until an admin for one of those islands would come and boot me from it. But it was just a lot of fun to go around trolling people on Second Life. It was... You know, in hindsight, talking about it now, it seems really stupid that that was like a thing I was doing. But like literally all they would have to do was just right click on the bubble and then go down over and say remove item. Or like, what was it? Not even remove, it would just be like ungroup item. So like the way that the bubble wand worked is it would like just group a bubble to like pair it to their avatar. So they would just have to close the ability of people being able to pair things to them. But that's not a feature that's automatically set up. So most people didn't know about that. And so if you just had that feature turned off, you couldn't get bubbled by me, but I would bubble the noobs. Yeah, it was it was stupid. Okay, so let's do a little bit of ranked mode. Again, if anybody else wants to jump in the queue, !battle in the chat, and we can do some battles here. Especially with so many non-traditional Gen X students. Also, a question of the Dragon Age Veilguard, the new one. I thought that game was good. I thought that game was like getting good reviews. It was selling out pretty well, wasn't it? Was it not a good game? You're sending me the Second Life gel. There were actual Second Life gels. On some islands, they would have like timeout zones where an admin could come banish you to that part of the island that you couldn't escape from. But I mean, you could just teleport off the island. But yeah, that was just something I would do. Just going around trolling people. It was fun. It was fun. Is Second Life still a thing? Is it still around? I'm curious. Oh my gosh, Schmitty, this guy's running your same deck. It's great, but apparently it's rated 2.5 out of 5. What? I thought that game, and that was like a big budget title too, right? That was EA that published that game. So I thought, yeah, Dragon Age was supposed to be big, and the Dragon Age series is pretty well regarded, right? So maybe just this last one was not rated well. I'm curious, like, what it was about it that people weren't connecting with. To be honest, I had a lot of fun with my time there. Let me check. And it's pretty, and it's inclusive, and it's fun, so I don't know. Yeah, well, just like the internet, there's a lot of great community aspects to be found on the internet, but also like the internet, it can also be filled with a bunch of jerks with bubble wands who are just going around trolling people. So you gotta watch out for that. Needless to say, I killed a lot of time in Second Life when I should have been working or studying. Second Life is still alive? Oh, shit. I'm gonna have to create a new Second Life account. Dude, this Turtonator is kind of OP. Because it's whooping my ass here. Especially because he was able to do his fully charged 3 energy attack by his second turn. So that's rough. If I can get this going, I can at least do maybe 1 KO. I'll be able to absorb one of his attacks as long as he doesn't have like a Giovanni or something on me. Otherwise, I'm kind of screwed here. That's so silly that Second Life is still alive. That being said, Ghost, are you able to log into your account? Oh, and then he has the Team Rocket grunt. Holy shit. Okay, I'm fucked on this one. I am absolutely screwed. Chat, I am cooked. My bestie had cool, non-sexy furry avatars in Second Life back in high school. She's kind of sad that she can't remember her login. I tried to recover my login, but the email that I used for it originally, I no longer have access to, so I would not be able to log back into my account. All right, Hannah, you are next in the battle queue. Good, because I'm about to get my buns kicked here. I'm about to get super buns. What? Oh, I already used my Volt Charge. Ah, crap. Okay. Yep, I'm cooked here. I am absolutely cooked. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and concede this round because I got no way out, and then Hannah, you and I will battle. You updated your deck. Heck yeah. Well, I just made a new deck now that I've actually just lost 2 matches in a row, so it's probably not doing too well. But you are up next in the battle queue, Hannah. Let's do this. What happened to the music? Why did the music stop? Play music. Oh, is Discord doing that stupid thing where it's like, we detected that you're running Spotify, so we're muting it for you. Also, did they get rid of the soundboard on Discord? Because I no longer see it. Maybe I have to be in an actual voice channel. No, it's still gone. Huh. Oh, soundboard. Oh, it's because I'm deafened. That's why. Jeez. Okay. Wow, big brain moment there. Okay. There it is. Guys, we got the sound effects back, baby. We are back. Dr. Hammond, we are back in business. Yeah. Sound effects back, baby. What up, Scraggle? How you doing? Oh, the legendary return. All right, Hannah, you're up. Let's do this. Oh, man. I was, like, freaking out. I'm like, what did I break? And I realized this because the last time I used Discord, we were playing, what's that? Repo? And so I muted my Discord chats to use the in-game chat, and I guess I never unmuted it. All right, Hannah, let me know when you are ready. Password is Spectre. 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 How's everybody's week been going so far? Anybody doing anything fun? Has anybody seen a good movie lately? I feel like I have not been to the movies in a long time. In fact, the last movie I went to go see was Nosferatu, which I really enjoyed. But yeah, I haven't been to the movies a lot lately. There just hasn't been anything I've been excited to go see. I am there. Can I build quickly a deck? I have enough pack points. Okay. Yes, Hannah, hurry. Go ahead and do your thing, and then let's jump into the battle whenever you're ready. But yeah, so this deck is actually, I mean, apart from what you've just seen so far on the stream, it's been doing pretty well for me. I probably have a, as Onward would say, a 91.5% win rate. But yeah, so it consists of Magnemites, Magnetons, Magnezones. So it's a stage 2. I've got a Shaman for bench healing, for passive heals, and 2 Oricarios. I have no EXs in this deck. Pokeballs, Pokemon Communication, Giant Capes, Professor's Research, Lily, Guzma, Mars, and Cyrus. So it's a pretty like stripped down deck that's meant for specific kind of use. The Oricarios are great for countering EXs. And in fact, it's a hard counter to the Giratina Darkrai meta that everyone seems to be running, because there have been several matches that have just completely stalled out because I don't put any other Pokemon in except for my Oricorio, and they literally cannot damage me. It's great. No movies. I'd feel weird without Nate, out of town for filming. Oh, he's out of town. When does he come back? I did talk to a friend last night about watching John Wick. I kind of want to finally do that. I don't know why, but I would assume Guzma is pronounced Guzman. So, warning with John Wick. There is an animal death scene that is very sad. It is literally the motivation for his character to go on a revenge rampage. So, I know that may sound like spoilers, but I feel like you have to kind of know. Everybody should know that about that movie going into it. I feel like it's kind of rude whenever movies don't tell you when they kill an animal, and then they kill an animal on the... Horror movies are notorious for that, because it's just one of those things where, like, in a horror movie, it's a cheap plot device to raise the stakes. So if the killer or demon or whatever it is can kill an animal in a movie, then that means, oh, nobody's safe, right? They killed the puppy. That means that this guy's really crazy. It's just kind of a cheap method to garner fear. All right, Hannah, you ready to go? Let's do this. He's coming home on Sunday. Okay. Yeah, so you guys have both been out of town opposite each other, so you're like ships passing in the night. See each other for a couple of days, and then back to airports, back on the road, back in a hotel room. I wish I could travel more with my job, because I enjoy kind of just like doing little short-term burst travels. Although my training that I did last year, 6 weeks was kind of a long time. If I could do like 2 weeks, that would be kind of cool. That'd be fun. Just to kind of get out, see new places, and do different things. And it helps, the monotony of being in an office. You get to stretch your legs sometimes. Alrighty, Hannah. How's it looking? To be fair, people only ever seem to complain about the regular pets of cats and dogs. Films, all kinds, give zero shits about alligators, snakes, birds. That is true. Yeah, and in fact, in a lot of movies, the non-cuddly animal pets are always the villains. How many giant crocodile or giant gator movies are there? There's tons of them, but there's never a giant dog movie with a killer dog, unless you count Cujo, which, I mean, I guess Cujo counts, but that's one. Also not sure when they're sending me back out, but anytime after Monday, it's kind of free game. Oh, shoot, okay. Well, yeah, let me know. Let me know if you can't make it for Poke Night next time. So our next Poke Night will be on the 31st, and I am super excited for it. I will have some extra special things for raffle, and we might have two new joiners for it too. So it's looking to be our biggest Poke Night so far. Ant friend of reptiles. Exactly. You're the Lorax of the reptile community. You speak for the reptiles, for they have no voice. Alright, let's see if this deck does any better this time. Last time I only got one single Pokemon, and it was a one-hit KO, one-hit win. Ooh, Cosmog. Alright, let's see. Let's see what the Cosmog is all about. Well, I guess I just pass. That's kind of the thing with this deck. I feel like going first is rough. I really do think that this game in particular is bad at punishing you for going first. They really should at least allow you to attach energy the way that you can in the real TCG game. Because not being able to attach a single energy, my first turn was basically just useless. I literally just could do nothing but pass. Which is kind of crappy. Y'all, if you have not yet weighed in, exclamation QOD or QOTD in the chat will give you today's question of the day. Also, let me know if I'm talking too loud, guys. Sometimes I feel like I talk really loud. Just get really excited. Get excited when you guys are around. Okay. I'm not getting what I need here. You're in second line. My character looks like Kurt Cobain. What the fuck? Is it your original character? Did you find it? Or did you have to make a new one? I also remember Second Life ran like absolute dog shit on my computer. It was such like a low frame rate and everything. There was like no textures. It was so bland. Oh, it was awful. Kurt Cobain. So this might sound like a hard take, like a rough take. I am not a big Nirvana fan. I think they're a very overrated band. I know, that's a controversial take. A lot of people don't agree with me, and like I understand that they were significant for their day in popularizing grunge music. I just don't really like a lot of their songs. I think their best album is their greatest hits album, and even that album has a lot of filler tracks. It's the same thing I say about the band Sublime. Everybody was fucking obsessed with Sublime, but like they had like 2 good songs and the rest were just kind of not even, I don't want to even say good, they were just bad songs. Oh no, this is your new one. Okay, it's your new character. Kurt Cobain. I must have used your university email. That's what I used for mine, and I can no longer get into it because once you finish school, they like boot you off of the access for that email account. Well, since I'm not getting what I need here, I'm just gonna keep punching, keep chopping wood, as they say. They give you a few months to link, at least. Oh, maybe. You know what? I never got my diploma. They never sent me the paper that I can hang up in my office that says that I graduated. I want that. Do you have to pay for it? I feel like that's kind of messed up that they make you have to pay for it. Yeah, I know. I never got one, and I remember to try to like look for it on how to do it, but I think like there was something where like there was some clerical thing that I had to clear before they would let me do it. So it looked like I hadn't completed, like I hadn't graduated. So I had to call my advisor, who was also a friend of ours, and I was like, "Hey, this might sound like a stupid question, but did I ever graduate?" And she's like, "No, I see you in the system. You graduated. This is, that's weird." And then I don't know. It seemed like a lot of trouble, and I didn't want to have to go into the school to work it out. But yeah, I never got my diploma. And I want it, too, because I want to hang it in my office, but I never got one. Really want to flex that bachelor degree. Oh, okay. So that's the regular Giratina you have back there. That is a gorgeous card, by the way. And the Lunala EX. Interesting. Interesting, interesting. Man, I have not seen that Giratina before. That card is gorgeous. Look at that. Look at the art on that. Oh, and it's got this guy, what's his name? Vesprit? Is that what his name is? This little dude down here? The little fairy guys? All right. There we go. Finally, I get the frickin' Magneton. I'm waiting all game for this thing. This is my insurance here that if things go south with my Oricorio, I can come back swinging with this guy. And let's do some damage. Hiya! And y'all remember, if you would like to battle me, !battle in the chat, and you will be added to the battle queue. Now, again, that feature is only available to those on Twitch, so if you come over here to twitch.tv/SpectreVision, you will be able to join the battle queue, and we can do a couple of rounds. There's nothing at stake. It's just for bragging rights, so you can brag about beating some random streamer. But if I ever get famous, then you can hold that above me. Be like, I remember that guy. I beat him once at Pokemon TCG Pocket. With his stupid Oricorio deck. Just chopping wood. I forgot how stupid convoluted navigating Second Life is for noobs. And I remember you could fly in it too. Like that was like the easiest way mode of transportation is to fly. Never mind, back to Palia. Were you as excited about the new update to Palia that added a bunch of stuff as Molly was? She was telling me about it. She was like so stoked. I guess they added a new region in the game, and so she was very excited about that. Let's see, you can do 70 damage with that. Okay. I'm okay with that. Let's do this. We're gonna Pokemon Center communication here, or Computer. Get rid of that thing. Hope we get the other Magneton. There it is. Drop him down. I think probably not, but I'm excited to see the game keep growing. Does it have a big developer team? Let's bring that Cyrus. Let's bring this guy back here. Get over here. Oh, I don't have enough. Okay, well, here we go. We can just take the win like this. Put him in and nuke him for 2 prize points. GG's, Hannah. I appreciate you. You honestly couldn't tell me? Oricorio. Man, I feel like this deck sometimes can be frustrating to go up against, especially if you only have like an EX in play. It's also a very good counter for the people who use single cards. Like they'll just use a basic EX in their deck. Like the Articuno. When they just run an Articuno EX and no other Pokemon in their deck, they absolutely get stonewalled by the Oricorio. Just sitting there with their little pompons, and then they have type advantage against the Articuno too, so that's even more. Y'all, exclamation battle in the chat if you would like to enter the battle queue. Who's it gonna be next? And again, if you've already battled, we can get you back in too. So, but you will have to requeue. And if you haven't already, exclamation QOD or QOTD in the chat will give you today's question of the day. I feel like I'm getting better at saying these things. Here's another question. Anybody catch the Pokemon Center drop today? It was not a very long drop. It was a pretty quick. I think they kind of sold out within, I want to say about an hour. Like it only lasted for about an hour. I did score though, so that's always pretty cool. Nope, people are rabid for Prismatic. I know, and I do think though that the Pokemon Center has been pretty good at curbing bots. That's one thing that I think is kind of working. Now their captchas make no sense to me. They're like sometimes they're a colorblind one. It's like which one of these dodecahedrons is red, and I'm like, and it's just those are very difficult for a colorblind person. So I'm just like randomly trying to click and get through the captcha. All right, let's do some more ranked fighting here. But yeah, so the drop today was Prismatic Booster Bundles for $26, which is about like $4.30 a pack, which is such an insane price for Prismatic Evolutions. I think, like, what is the market price for a Prismatic Evolution booster pack? It's probably like, I don't know, $15 in the wild. So over 3 times the MSRP price. Oh, see, okay, so they got these 2 Darkrai's. All right, nice. I need to get my Oricorios in play quick. Rocky Helmet, eh? So I'm not going to attack him because he's got that Rocky Helmet, but I will throw the Giant Cape on to help negate some of the damage he's going to do to me for adding energy. Or, yeah, I guess I could Guzma him. Guzma nuts. And we'll hit him for 20 damage. I usually don't like using the Guzma unless I know that they have 2 Pokemon tools attached. Because if he pulls another one, like very likely he has another Rocky Helmet in this deck, he'll probably just attach another one onto it. And I only have 1 Guzma in this deck, so... TCG player is selling Booster Bundle for the cheapest. just 3 times as expensive as a normal price. Holy butts. It's definitely come down with the reprints at least. I think you can get them on some sites for about 10 to 11 bucks. Okay, that's not too bad. That's like what the price that 151s were going for like 2 months ago. But I do think 151s are even coming down too. And there's supposed to be some big drops at GameStop coming up too. Oh, GameStop posted something on Twitter today, an official announcement that for the release of Destined Rivals, which is the 30th, there's the other Rocky helmet. I knew it. All of their in-store locations are going to limit one product, one SKU per person. So you can only get one SKU of a product per person. The SKU is I guess it's the product code. I am in trouble here because I don't have another Pokemon. And he can one-shot me with that other Giratina. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to not attack. Because if I do attack, then I'm going to take 20 damage from his Rocky Helmet. And he's just going to... He probably has a way to swap out that Giratina, put his other one in, and then it's game over. So I need to get another Pokemon on my bench. Otherwise, this will be just a one-hit... A one KO win here. Let's hope he doesn't have a way to switch. If he can switch out, I am screwed. Okay, good. He didn't. Still nothing. Okay, well, at least I have the Pokemon communication. I don't know. I never feel hopeful about GameStop drops. Just bad for the energy. Yeah, there's something about standing out in the sun for Pokemon cards that is just not conducive to life. But I think theoretically, if they get enough inventory and they're limiting to one SKU per person, I think it might be okay. I have been noticing though that GameStop has been steadily creeping their prices slightly above MSRP. So I think you told me recently, Ghost, that they had some Obsidian Flames 3-pack blisters. Normally those retail for about 15 bucks. They were selling them for 20, which is a little overpriced, I think. I mean, that's a little much to pay for Obsidian Flames, which is a set that's been out for a while. It's not like it's a new set. Oh, here we go. We got the Shaman. Nice. This'll help. Oh, speaking of energy... I got a massage this weekend, and the masseuse told me that she was drawing energy out of me, and after massaging my head, she said she needed to step outside and touch some grass. Oh, man. Oh. Sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but that's a funny story, right? All right, let's get this kill here. Hey, what up, Rans? Yeah, you are going to be next in line for the battle queue. Oh man, Molly was feeling very tense lately, and I sent her to the massage folks, and yeah, they did for a deep tissue massage, and they got in there and got a bunch of that stress out. I think she stores a lot of stress in her back, and I do too. I store it right here, like right on my shoulders, like the middle of my shoulders is where I get it, and I'm you'll see me constantly like stretching, trying to pop my neck. That's always what I'm doing. Oh, okay. You're trying to switch me out here. Sure, poison me. I don't care. What he should have done was retreated the Wheezing, although he probably didn't have enough energy for it. But retreated and they conceded. Nice. Okay. Yeah, he knew he was cooked. Alrighty, alrighty. Next up in the battle queue is Rans. Let's do this, Rans. Let's see, let me get you added to the queue. I always have to like come over here and click it. Rans, you are added to the battle queue. You are up next. Alright, so this is my new deck that I've been using. Let's see if you can do it. Okay, wait, okay. I'll give you a couple seconds to get ready. I'm not a big fan of massages. I don't like really being touched a lot, especially by a stranger. And so, like, I get really uncomfortable, like, and so sometimes a massage can add tension to me. And I'm very ticklish too, so like I'm kind of like when someone's like poking me. So yeah, that sometimes is not a thing that I enjoy. All right, you ready? Let's do it. Okay. So the password under private match, the password will be Specter. S-P-E-C-T-E-R. S-P-E-C-T-E-R. Specter, Specter, go Specter. Thus, I love Poke memes. What's your best Pokemon joke? Also, what is your favorite Pokemon? What Pokemon would you choose for your starter? My best one is... when you don't know how to use link moves. Oh, interesting. What's link moves? The other trainer? I hate link moves. Let's see what got posted in the Discord there. Oh, Molly posted pictures of the cats. There's Moira sleeping on her lap. That's Scraggle Snake from the other day. And there's Archie eating grass. He likes to eat weeds and grass in the yard. Very cute. Very, very cute. Alright, Rans, let's do this. Get in here. Password Spectre, let's go. Let's do this. I'm all hype off that last victory. trying to keep this streak rolling. So today's question of the day is, what is a critically bad video game that you unashamedly enjoy playing and why? Are you sure you're spelling it right, Rens? Spectre, S-P-E-C-T-E-R, all lowercase. No capitals. Just like this on the screen. I'll leave that up for a second while you type it. Okay, let's try it again. So yeah, it's right here, Spectre. Let's see if that works this time. All right, yeah, it worked. Let's go. Alrighty, alright. Final Fantasy Mystic Quest got a lot of hate back in the day, but I adore it. That game was multiplayer, wasn't it? Like, that was like one of the only multiplayer Final Fantasy ones, or was that the one that was on Game Boy? I don't remember. It's Pokeball. Alright, I can start with the Magnemite. That's not bad. I can live with that. I just gotta get this shaman out of here. But I can probably tank with the shaman for at least a turn or two if I need to. So there were some bad video games that I played. One was for the Nintendo Entertainment System. It was Beetlejuice on NES. So a game based off of the movie Beetlejuice, and it was developed by LJN, which, if anybody is familiar with the Angry Video Game Nerd, LJN was a company who made their whole business model was buying the licensing rights for popular movies and then making the shittiest game possible that they could and rushing it out into stores to capitalize off of the popularity of said movie. And so a lot of their games were really, really, really bad. Especially the Beetlejuice game, which for the most part, I mean, it was bad by all normal standards. So platforming, it was impossible. Lots of jumping that you had to do. You had to, it was very hard to control, and there was a lot of like instant death pitfalls. So like you get knocked off into a pit and you die. But when enemies hit you, you bounce backward from whatever direction that you're facing, and there's no cooldown between being hit. So you could theoretically just keep getting hit, and they just knock you back into a pit, and then it's over. And you're like, well, what the fuck just happened? Oh, this is the Tessarina deck. Okay, yeah, I've seen this one before. Oof, GG's, you got the kill on that one. Oof. 150 damage to the shaman. Oh. It's just more that it was kind of a slimmer kind of RPG with more adventure elements. So it wasn't quite like other Final Fantasy games. In fact, it's sort of imported from other series, from the other series Adventures. But it's got great atmosphere and music, and it has some environmental and fun puzzle aspects. See, that's cool. Like it's just, I'm curious if it was maybe like developed as a different game, and then they maybe just branded it as Final Fantasy to capitalize on the localization of the Final Fantasy franchise in the US. All right, we're gonna put this cape on. We're gonna Guzma to get this cape off of them. I love doing that, removing somebody's like cape, and then it causes a knockout because they have enough damage on them. That's so satisfying when that happens. Yeah, I never played that Mystic Quest, but I've heard good things. I've heard it's kind of got like a cult classic following. It's one of those hidden gems that I think a lot of people didn't really recognize it at its time, but oh man, you are flipping so good right now. Crap. Ugh. Yep, I think I'm cooked here because I don't really have an answer, and I've got nothing else built on my bench. Oof, that was not good. So I just have to hope that you don't flip anything good here. It was basically from a different series labeled Adventure that was lumped. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. There was a lot of that kind of thing going on in those days. They were just localizing whatever games they can for cheap and slapping whatever name they could on them. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I survived that attack. Unfortunately, there's not much else I can do here. So I'm just going to play the odds here. We're going to retreat and hope that there isn't a Cyrus or a Sabrina in their hand. You also love Crystal Chronicles, which came out and people took issues with it being not like traditional Final Fantasy games too. It was a great multiplayer game though, and it was what you were thinking about. Oh, okay, that is what I'm thinking about. Yeah, it was on the GameCube, right? Oof. Man, that to Serena absolutely carried on that match. GG's, dude. Well done, Renz. You absolutely ate on that one. Awesome jacket. Oh, thank you, dude. Yeah, it's my my Team Instinct jacket from Pokemon Go. I appreciate you noticing. Yeah. It's also very warm too, so unless I'm like cranking the AC, I usually don't wear it much because I get real sweaty in it. Are you Team Instinct as well, Millen? It's the one where you hooked up your Game Boy Advances to the GameCube and everybody had different information screens. Oh, that's cool. That's a really cool gameplay dynamic. All right, it's that time, gang. Let's switch things over and open some Pokemon packs. What do you say? So I don't have anything today like a big pack opening, so we're just gonna do some random openings from the booster dispenser. So we'll pick some packs on here. Now this is not what is indicative of what is inside of here. These are just like display packs. So it's a random assortment of Sword and Shield and Scarlet Violet packs in here. Oh yeah, you've been Team Instinct since 2016. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. I don't play Pokemon Go anymore. I used to play it a lot, but I have not played it in forever. All right, guys, we're going to take a 2-second break while I switch things over, and let's do some Pokemon packs. What was the question with the games again? So type !QOD in the chat, and you will get that question of the day. Let me set up my mat here, and then we will open some packs, gang. Because you got banned for cheating? I didn't get banned. It was just a shadow ban. It was a warning. They basically said we've detected unusual, suspicious activity on your account. If you continue to violate, this could result in a ban. So it was a very strongly worded warning. But since then, I was like, oh no, they're onto me. I can't do this anymore. Warning you not to make another account or else. Okay, Ghost, if you wouldn't mind, can we throw up a quick poll? Left side or right side? And it can be a short poll too. It doesn't need to be a long one. Which side are we pulling from? Are we pulling from the left side or the right side? Again, they are just random assortments of Sword and Shield and Scarlet Violet era booster packs, and we will start opening these bad boys on the stream. Let me close this other window I've got over here. Wow, so I lost a lot of matches today. So this deck that I was so proud of basically didn't do that well. All right, we're doing the left side or the right side. Place your votes in the chat. Which one is it going to be? Or Blueberry Pop-Tarts. I love that that's like continuing to be a running gag, and most people don't know what the heck we're talking about when we say that. I got real into Pokemon Go when it great stream. Oh, thank you so much. Let me give you a better view of it. Yeah, so this is our stream room. We've been cultivating it over the course of I think 3 years. Over 3 years, we've been streaming. Used to stream with my partner. She's since left the stream, but it's still part of the real life. And early on, we were streaming specifically horror games, and then it became like horror and sci-fi. And then it became just kind of variety stuff. And then now I somehow landed on Pokemon. So the theming is kind of all over the place, but it's a little bit of sci-fi, it's a little bit of horror, it's a little bit of nerdism, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But I appreciate you for noticing, Millen. I always love when somebody, and this is a real background. This is not a green screen or anything like that. And I actually had to clean some of this clutter up. But yes, we definitely built this all from scratch. All right, it looks like right side one. Let's do this. Ooh, Paldean Fates. This is the set that features some of the shiny Pokemon. So maybe we get lucky. We get a shiny here. This could be cool. The worst game I played. Okay, yeah. So the question of the day is what's a bad game that you unashamedly enjoy playing? The worst game I played was on the Nintendo DS or Game Boy Advance game. I didn't enjoy it, but it was a game where you move a Beyblade on a parkour course and move it to the finish line and try not to fall. That's it. Every time I think, okay, I'm gonna let this stupid joke die because I've made it up myself, but then I make a poll and then can't stop. Yep, the intrusive thoughts win. Oh man, Beyblades. You know what's really funny? So we went to a Pokemon tournament, a card tournament, 2 weekends ago, and the local store that we went to that does it, it's basically 3 stores in the strip mall that they bought all 3 properties for, or rent all 3 properties for, and they tore the walls down. So the first store is the actual the first space is the actual store, and then the next one is the card room where they have a bunch of tables where people are playing card games, and then the last one is tabletop. So they had people playing, Warhammer, Dungeons and Dragons, that kind of stuff, right? And I saw in the corner of that room a stack of the Beyblade, I guess, arenas. So they had a bunch of those like Beyblade things where you shoot your Beyblades in. Did you guys ever play Beyblades? I feel like my little brother had some Beyblades. It kind of reminds me of BattleBots. Do you remember BattleBots? How big that was for a while? I actually think now is a good time to bring back BattleBots because technology has advanced so much since BattleBots was first around on TV. So I would like to see what technology can do for BattleBots now. It didn't show me to do where you pull a card and ask me if I did it already. I'm not sure what you're referring to, Hannah. Oh, hey, what up, Mella? Didn't see you there. This question today is so hard. I don't think I've played bad games. So they don't necessarily need to be games that you think are bad, but maybe games that were just like critically panned or that most people think are bad games, but they have a little soft spot for you maybe. Another one that I think for me falls in that category was on the Sega Genesis. There was a McDonald's game where you play Ronald McDonald. You play as Ronald McDonald, and I don't remember what it was called. It was like Adventures in Dreamland or something like that. But you're Ronald McDonald, and he has an attack where he like shoots out a stream of sparkles. So he just like sparkle shoots people, kind of like Vector Man. But he also had like a string of clown handkerchiefs that he could use to like a hook. Kind of like Bionic Commando, where you can shoot a hook up and like jump to the next platform. Again, kind of a bad game, but like I don't know why as a kid I was determined to absolutely conquer that game, and so I ended up beating it, but it took a long time. It was very frustrating, but I did it. Oh geez, I did this wrong. Wow. Okay, so I guess the first one, did I not shuffle it right? Okay, so the first card is a hit. We got the Fortress EX. All right. Do you ever have I ever card or how it's called? Never have I ever. Okay. Doesn't show you the option. It should be in the channel point redemption. This is called Never Have I Ever. So Mela says Dragon Age Veilguard, I guess. Dude, Mela, Ghost said the exact same game, which is funny because I feel like that game was, a lot of people were playing it. It seemed like a popular game. I'm curious if maybe this pack was packed wrong because the hit was on the very front, and I even did the shuffle. So weird. But Fortress, that could be cool. I think I have one of those Fortress EXs, though. All right, Hand of Redeem, Never Have I Ever. Okay, let's do this, gang. So when somebody redeems Never Have I Ever, I pull a card from the Never Have I Ever deck, hold it up to the screen. If you have done the thing that we never has we said we did, then raise a hand in the chat, put a hand emoji, whatever you want to do, or even better, tell us the story. Never have I ever been such a hot mess that I found myself with no phone, no money, no friends, and still had to get home. Oh boy, that is a rough predicament to be in. I fortunately have never been in that situation because anytime I go out, especially if I was going out partying or drinking or whatever, I always made sure that I didn't get too crazy and would not be able to get back home. That was something I always was adamant about because there is nothing worse than being stranded with no phone, no money, no friends, and still having to get back home. That is a rough situation. And I had a roommate once that went over to a friend's house and to partake in some mushrooms, and he got so out of it that he left his friend's house and tried to walked home across town to get back to our apartment. He made it, but it was definitely. He was struggling for that. And I'm like, dude, why didn't you just call me? I would have come and picked you up. And he's like, no, I couldn't talk to anybody. He was just so paranoid. McDonald's Treasure Adventure. That's what it is. Treasure Adventure Land for Genesis was like 95% positive rating on Google or something. No, really? So that game is actually critically pretty well received. Okay. Well, I just... maybe I just assumed that it was a bad game because it was like a product placement game. Yeah, that game was actually... I enjoyed it. It was hard, though. It was kind of a hard son of a bitch. Like, it took a while to get through that game, to 100% that game, but I did it, man. That's a notch on my gaming belt. Paldean Student. Always good. Always good to have good trainer cards. Those McDonald's games are actually good and well liked. The one thing that bugged me is whenever you beat the game, it showed like a montage of a bunch of different levels. It was supposed to imply that it was a highlight of your gameplay, but it was the same every time. And they showed a level in there that wasn't in the game. And I'm like, I don't remember that level. That's not something that I saw. So they must have made that and then removed that level from the game later. I've never done that because I don't drink or go to clubs to get drunk, to get in such a situation. That's good. That's really good, Hannah. It's good to keep your wits about you. And even if you do, choose to imbibe, do so responsibly. Because it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Ooh, look at this Executor. I don't think I have a reverse holo in my Gen 1 binder, so this one's going to go in there for sure. Those games are revered. Ooh, and then the Ghastly reverse. Let's go. These are going to be good for my Gen 1 binder. Let me get my sleeves here. Oh, I need to pull out some more sleeves. Also, not had that total situation ever happen for Never Have I Ever, but I was a freshman at a band party, and this dude was kind of creeping on me. I think he made a pretty disgusting joke and made me feel unsafe. And all my friends were too drunk to drive. I was 19 and couldn't drive tipsy either. I started walking and called my brother-in-law. It took him 20 minutes to get out to the secluded little neighborhood I was walking out of. Oh my gosh, Ghost, that sounds so dangerous. But I'm glad that they were able to pick you up. I love the Bakugan game on Wii so much. What is that game? Bakugan? I've never heard of that one. Also, Ghost, did your friends make it home okay after that? Because that's... yeah. And, not to imply any kind of, like, sexist viewpoint, but it is very dangerous for women to be walking home from a party like that. Like, you hear horror stories of terrible things happening. So I'm glad that you were able to get a ride and that you made it home set. Bakugan. Bakugan. That's how you pronounce it. Bakugan. What is chain of fools that is redeemable? So that's actually a throwback joke to when we were playing the game Chained Together, and it just plays a snippet from a song. So it wouldn't really mean anything now, but it would just play that part of a song. It's a cover of the Aretha Franklin song Chain of Fools. Everybody else was okay. He was a friend of enough people that they were all chill. I was a very jumpy 19-year-old kid. But you know what? You can never be too sure. And it's always okay to have some stranger danger because terrible things can happen to people. Yeah. Professor Heinz Wolf's Gravity on the Wii. I have a soft spot for that because my dad bought it to play with me on the Wii when I was much younger. It brings back fond memories of him. Oh, see, that's cute. That means that's like a very sentimental value kind of game. Dad. Okay, let's do it. Let's do another pack. Since we pulled from the right side on that last one, let's pull from the left side on this next one. And that one's really stuck in there. It's a little hard to get my fingers into the little openings to pull the packs out. Paradox Rift. This is the next one. Oh, you have a sexy mode to redo. Yeah, that's where I start using the sexy voice. Ghost hates that one. You ever see a video of Guzma immersive quadruple KO in Pocket? No, but that sounds awesome. How did that work? Did they all the Pokemon have let me assume that they all had damage counters on them, right? And then they all probably had some kind of tool that was boosting their health. Then they played the Guzma and then pulled all the health away from them and they all KO'd. Is that right? Did I get it right? All right, so this is a Paradox Rift. Paradox Rift pack. There have been some cool cards in Paradox Rift. I think that's where I got the Groudon. Thankfully, I stopped needing to wear headphones during streams, so it's not so bad. But now that I turned it into a bit, much like Blueberry Pop-Tart, I can't stop. That's your video? No way, Millen. Do me a favor. Send it to me on TikTok, and I will watch it. I'll log back into my TikTok. Send it to me on TikTok, and I'll watch it. It went viral on here? Hell yeah, dude. That's super cool. Do you collect Pokemon cards in real life too? Sorry, for those that can't see, I'm talking to Millen over here on TikTok, on the TikTok chat. I primarily stream on Twitch, so it's a more immersive experience on Twitch. So if you do have a Twitch, Millen, you're welcome to follow. The link should be in my TikTok bio. But if not, it should be on screen, twitch.tv/SpecterVision. Vanillish. Okay, so I have beef with this Pokemon. It's an ice cream cone, right? And it evolves from an ice cream cone, but they missed a very good opportunity to have the basic Pokemon being 1 scoop of ice cream, the stage 1 being 2 scoops, and then the stage 2 being 3 scoops. Like, come on, that would have been awesome. It's just the ice cream cone just gets bigger, but instead they have it do this, and then the stage 2 is like 2 cones linked together or something. It's weird. I don't get it. I say 10 points, and then you can't use Oricorio. That would be me. Hey, you could time that out for 5 minutes. Ooh, Onyx, cool. I have not seen this Onyx before. I always loved Onyx. I thought Onyx was such a rad Pokemon, but I feel like he never got a lot of love. Like, and I think it's because he's kind of underpowered in not only the games, but like in the card games too. Onyxes are never really powerful, and they usually have tons of energy costs. And look at the retreat cost on him. 4 energies, my god. And 3 energies to do only 80 damage. Like, that's rough. He does have a pretty good HP for a basic Pokemon, but damn. I feel like that would be such a flex, like if Pokemon were real, if you had an Onix, because you just ride around on that thing everywhere you go. That'd be awesome. You love the evolution, the Steelix. Also wild because he's a freaking giant. I know, he's massive. So it says right here he is 28 feet 10 inches. That is massive. I have an old collection of cards, but don't collect anymore. Just virtual ones on TCG Pocket. Millen, do you also play TCG Live? That one's really cool. I've been playing a lot of TCG Live lately, especially more so than Pocket. Because it's modeled after the actual cards, like one for one, the cards. It's not a scaled down version, and I use it to test out decks that I'm making in real life. When we do TCG Live, oh, we should do it. We should set it up. Actually, Hannah, if you want to add me in the game, it should be Spectre Vision in TCG Live, so you should be able to add me from that. Ugh, Wugtrio. This is my least favorite Pokemon. Because it's just this weird little wormy thing. I almost hate it as much as I hate the Alolan Dugtrio. Just Dugtrios in general. Their whole variations, I just hate them. They are my supervillain arc. Used to, before Pocket? Okay. Well, if you ever give it a spin again, you should add me. We'll battle it out. Ooh, good Charcadet. Do you need this one for your deck? I feel like I've got a bunch of these guys. Also wild because he's a freaking... Oh, I already read that one. Anyways, I just swung by to say hello. Have a wonderful evening. Oh, Mela, thank you so much for coming in. We love you, and we always love whenever you pop in. Have a great night. Want to see what Wonder Pick got me yesterday? But it was first of this card. Okay. I just got better HP than the guys in the Charcadet. Okay, gotcha. Millen, thank you for following again. You've been awesome, man. I appreciate you. I'm always curious about like what TikTok does for me. If anybody watches on TikTok, so it's so cool that you've not only been watching but you've interacted, and that's super cool. That's very encouraging. Pharaoh Seed Reverse Hollow. Ooh, Porygon 2, sweet. Porygon is a Pokemon that I always wished would get like more viable, but even through all his evolutions, like Porygon 2 and Porygon Z, like they don't really get that much better. They're still kind of little bitty Pokemon. Gotta go feed the pups. Be back soon. Okay, go feed those dogs. I sent it on the Discord. After you open the pack, we can quickly watch it. Okay, we'll do. Oh my gosh, Millen, thank you for sending 25 lightning bolts. That's like a donation, right? I didn't even know my account was monetized. Heck yeah. Instinct love, let's go. Represent Instinct. Oh shit. That Instinct love, dude. We just got a hit here. So this is the Garchomp EX. Is it shiny? Is that the shiny Garchomp? Or is it just the full art? So it's a double rare. 219 over 182. Hell yeah. Ooh, this is pretty. Porygon looks like a duck thing. Is this the left or the right pack? This is the left pack. This is the left pack. We did the right one first. Damn, nice Garchomp. Hell yeah. Ooh, that is pretty. Let's put these bad boys in sleeves here. I always sleeve all my hollows and reverse hollows, even if they're not of like high monetary value. I just like the preservation aspect of card collecting. And I don't collect Pokemon cards because I'm trying to like sell them or flip them or like make some kind of investment thing, or I feel like that's when you've taken a hobby and turned it into something crooked, and I don't like that. And it sucks having to deal with like that's kind of where the market is right now, because I've only recently gotten back into the hobby. So with the scalpers taking over the hobby, it's rough. It's very rough. All right. Garchomp EX. You got on the left and the left looks better. Heck yeah. Get in there. It's always hard to get these in the top loaders. Just opened another booster bundle of Surging Sparks, and once again, not a regular EX card. Oh man, all standard rares. I swear, I'm never getting buying another pack of Surging Sparks. Dude, I know. I feel like Surging Sparks has been, for me too, has been pretty bad. I don't think I've gotten a lot of hits out of that, and I feel like I've opened a good amount of Surging Sparks, which is like I don't understand why that set in particular inflated so much in the market. Like, that's wild. Scraggle, what do you think of this card? Is this thing worth anything? Again, like I said, like I'm not doing cards for a financial reason, but like, you know, it's always nice to know at least what they're worth, just in case I ever do want to retire and my Social Security is no longer a viable option and I have to sell my Pokemon cards. All right, guys. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Yeah, Surging Sparks. I luckily snagged some Surging Sparks drops on Amazon. They were doing the blister packs, and not the blister, the cardboard packs, right? And I think they were selling them for like $4.50 a pack, but they limit you at 3. And it takes like 2 months to ship them. Garchomp EX is about $6. Hell yeah. That's what we like to hear. It's pretty though. Look at that thing. Very pretty card. Garchomp EX. Oh, I read that. Not bad. Yeah, not bad at all. All right, let's see, Hannah, what you got there. Oh, it's your Wonder Pick. Okay. Oh, you should have put that in the Pokemon channel. Turn it down a little bit. It's a little loud. Let's see what you got. Ooh, the Decidueye EX. Nice. This is kind of a meta right now. I've been seeing this a lot. And when I use my the deck that I've been using today, like it's kind of a toss-up of whether or not I can defeat it, because they usually run that with the Meowscarada, and the Meowscarada can kill the Oricorios pretty easily, so I always struggle with that. It's all about whether or not I get it first. You had this as a short on YouTube. Oh, nice. All right, let's do the next pack. Let's see. Let me see if I can set up a poll whenever Ghost is away. Let's see if I can do this. I never set my own poll, so let's see if I remember how to do this. Manage poll. New poll. Which side? Left or right? All right, you have 1 minute on the poll. Starting now. Which one are we doing? Are we pulling from the left or the right? The poll is up in the chat. Which side are we pulling from? The left side of the dispenser or the right side? You choose. The choice is yours, and yours alone. Good virtual poll tonight. Nice. I know, right? That was a good one. Did anybody recognize that quote that I just made? The choice is yours and yours alone. The choice is yours and yours alone. If you do, if you recognize what that quote is from, we can be friends. Catch you later, man. Dinner time. Enjoy the rest of your stream. Thank you so much, Milan. I appreciate you hanging out and giving all your awesome feedback and the Team Instinct love, and of course the coins that you sent as well. You're freaking awesome, dude. You are a god amongst insects. Have a great night. All right, looks like right side it is. Right side wins. We have Crown Zenith. Ooh, nice. I actually really like Crown Zenith. There are a lot of good cards in this set. This one, a lot of people say is one of the best sets of the Sword and Shield era. So yeah, I'm excited. Let's see what this is. But yeah, I have opened around 50 or so packs of Surging Sparks, and I can remember maybe one occasion where I even got a standard EX card. I'm honestly baffled by my pull rates. Dude, you and me both. Like, I can't I don't think I've actually gotten a hit on Surging Sparks. And maybe that's the whole thing, is like the pull rates being so bad on it, because that's what made that Pikachu, because I think the Pikachu was the chase, right? The Terra Pikachu. That's what made that Pikachu so rare, is that the pull rates were so bad that it just inflated the the scarcity of that card. All right, let's see what we got in the Discord real quick. Let's see those virtual pools here. Ooh, Ghost got... Oh, a Alolan Persian! Super cute. I have not seen this card yet. I need this one. For a code, this Pokemon takes 20 less damage from attacks. Hey, that's pretty good. And then, oh, the Rockruff. I love this Rockruff. I have this one too. Super cute. I just love it because it's got so much color in it. Like, we've got like the color gradient here. Ah, it's great. It's gorgeous. It's running the full gamut of color. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Did you open your free TCG packs on Pocket today? I did. I opened them at the beginning of the stream. Nothing too good. I'm still about 19 cards away from completing this current set. You're downloading TCG Online. Heck yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Since this is a Sword and Shield, 4 to the front is the shuffle. So precious. My precious. Dude, I've been rewatching Lord of the Rings. I'm on 2 Towers right now. Oh, no way. You got the Ninetales. Nice. I've opened a ton of the promo packs and not a single Ninetales yet. I love this Alolan Ninetales, and it's a really good card too. This attack also does 20 damage to each of your opponent's benched Pokemon, so it's very similar to the Articuno EX, except that it's a stage 1, and I think it has comparable health, and it's not an EX, which is also really cool too, because EX is, you know, when you get knocked out as an EX, your opponent takes 2 prize cards. And I think the Articuno does 10 damage only to the bench, so this does 20. I can see that being viable in a deck, for sure. But yeah, so I've been rewatching Lord of the Rings. I'm currently on the 2 Towers. I have not finished it. I'm about to get to the point where they're going to do Helm's Deep, which is one of the greatest, most epic battle scenes in cinematic history of all time. I wonder how long it took them to film that scene. That probably took ages to do. Ooh, Luxio. Very nice. Friends of Hiswu. Draw 3 cards. Straightforward. Straightforward draw card. Always good. Nate immersed himself in those films to get ready for what he's filming this week. Heck yeah. I can't wait to see what he's working on. The Riolu. Is this the same art of the Riolu that's in TCG Pocket? I feel like this looks the same as the one in TCG Pocket. I could be wrong, though. Most likely I am. Yungoos. Which is your favorite of the Lord of the Rings movies? I love Return of the King. It's so good. And of course, I'm watching the extended cuts. Like, once I saw the extended cuts, I never watched the theatrical cuts again. Like, I've only ever watched the extended. And unfortunately, the Hobbit movies, I've only seen each of them once, and probably will never watch them again. I did not enjoy them. But I did not watch the extended cuts, so maybe the extended cuts of the Hobbit are better. But yeah, I didn't enjoy the Hobbit movies. Switch. Ooh, we got the Zacian, or Zacian, however people want to pronounce it. Reverse Hollow. Look at that. That is cool. Oh, I love that. I can't think of them as anything but a whole suite. They're great. I know, right? Like, it's hard to separate them. I do love the beginning of the story, so probably the first. Yeah, it has the most lighthearted elements too, because we get so much of the Shire ahead of the epic quest that they embark on. Very cool card. I like this. Man, and I just love the reverse hollow pattern of the Sword and Shield era. And then the Dragalge. Hope I pronounced that right. Or is it Dragalga? Running low on sleeves here. I need to open another pack of sleeves. I got some new battle sleeves from my Charizard deck. Because while I was using the fancy Charizard ones, they are really hard to shuffle, and I don't enjoy them always getting snagged on the hinges. So I got some new battle sleeves for them. They're blood red. It's like algae. Dragalge. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, okay. He's like a mock kelp Pokemon. So he's like, okay, he's like a little underwater guy. Dragalge. Thank you, Ghost, for always coming in clutch with the Poke lore. Instead of choosing a film, can I just say any scene involving a Hobbit being a fish out of water? Oh yeah, always great. Always great. And you know, the Hobbits never wear out their welcome. Because it would be very easy for them to be, because they're kind of the comic relief, right? It would be very easy for them to be too silly, and then they become Jar Jar Binks, you know. But I feel like the Hobbits are always, they were so well done that you never get tired of them, and maybe that's what's so great about them splitting up into groups, is that you don't really get too overwhelmed with one type of that kind of character. And they all have their own personalities too. You know, Sam is just he's stuck to his duties, trying to do everything he can to make sure that Frodo completes his quest, and he's fiercely loyal to him. And then you've got Merry, who ends up finding his courage. I think Merry is the most like even-tempered one of them all, and most pragmatic of the hobbits, and ends up finding his courage, and actually I think plays his part in the destruction of the Witch King of Agmar. So like, yeah, frickin' Merry. Pippin, I don't know. Pippin's kind of a fuck up, but he eventually learns to stop screwing up so much. Oh, or Sam sacrificing for Frodo. Exactly. You get to know all of them too. If anything, if any of them get kind of tiresome, it would probably be Frodo, because he just gets so dragged down by the ring that you're just like, oh man, he becomes kind of less likable as the series goes on. All right, let's do another one. Let's pull from, what did we pull from that last one? We did right side. Let's do left side on the next one. Also, let me grab some sleeves real quick. So we're pulling from the left side. Let's do this. Silver Tempest, another Sword and Shield era pack. Oh, that's why it was stuck, because the little corner got snagged and folded over in it. I do love me some Billy Boyd, though. He was in town once for a few years ago when I was working at Starbucks. One of my coworkers was working a shift at another store, and the guy looked really familiar. So Jeremy, coworker, approaches, and he's like, "Hey, aren't you from something?" And the person introduced themselves as Elijah Wood. It was Billy Boyd fucking with him. Oh, that's so funny. So he was in town working on that movie, and I was working on that movie too. And there was one day where We were shooting really early morning at the golf course, and you could see the mountain range in the background, and there was like a lot of low clouds around the mountain. And so we're setting up for the scene. I'm setting my focus marks, and he's like talking to himself. Oh, look at those mountains. And I just said, the Misty Mountains. And he turns to me and he's like, hey, what is that from? I know that. And I was like, I would hope you would. That's from Lord of the Rings. And he's like, oh yeah, I was in that movie. And I said, I know. But he was a cool guy. He was a super cool guy. His character in the movie was kind of a jerk, so it's just funny to see him playing like a jerky character. Heckin' Golf Jesus movie. Yeah, that was definitely a movie that we made. I saw it once, and I was like, okay, yeah, that was a movie. I think the part that we had to play in it, that we worked on, it was great to just see the fruits of our labor on film, and that can be independent from the final product. It's okay. Edward James almost was there. Yeah, Edward James almost hit me with a golf ball and left me a giant freaking welt on my arm. Oh, I was so pissed that day. That was a rough day. Set 2, 3, 4. Oh, you didn't hear about that? Yeah, so they're doing a scene where they're, we're on the golf course, right? So they're just teeing off, right? And they're practicing their swings and stuff between setups. But we had finished that scene, and so we're driving from the tee box down to the fairway to shoot the next part of that sequence. So it's a company move. Everybody's going. We load the camera into a golf cart, and we're driving, and I'm driving the golf cart, and he and the other actors continue to smack balls out toward the direction that the crew is moving to the next setup. And then they're like joking around about hitting the crew members with golf balls. They're like, oh, if you can hit one, that's extra points or whatever. Well, and he hit me with the ball while I was driving the golf cart. Why is that? No, it's not okay. In fact, I immediately hopped on the radio and raised a big scene about it. And the second AD basically shut down the set for 30 minutes to give a safety briefing about how that kind of shit is not tolerated and blah, blah, blah. And so Omos comes up to me, and instead of apologizing, he says, oh, wow, you shouldn't have been standing there. And I was like, bitch, I'm moving the camera. I'm moving the camera to the next setup. I'm not standing there. I wasn't somewhere where I wasn't supposed to be. I'm bouncing for the night, guys. It's been fun. Have a good night. All right, I'll have a good one, Scraggle. I'll probably be wrapping up here soon anyway. Yeah, but he tried to like blame it as like, oh, man, are you okay? Yeah, you didn't know you were standing there. You shouldn't have been there. This is like, what the fuck, dude? Why is it okay to be hitting balls at crew members? Snorunt. Very cute. So, I was doing some research on the Marnie deck, and I've already been like seeing how I'm going to augment the Marnie battle deck, what I'm going to change in and out. But adding the Snorunt and then his evolution, the oh shit, I can't remember the name of it. Frostlass is one of those things that you do, right? The Snorunt evolves into the Frostlass. Sandile. We've got the Fennekin. Oh, look at that. So is Fennekin like a fox? Yeah, it is a fox. It even says fox Pokemon. This is not CBS. This is not ABC. This is fox Pokemon. I think it's one of the sex-based ones. Yes. Oh, gotcha. And, Vaporeon is the most popular sex-based Pokemon, right? Either Glalie or Frostlass. Don't you dare. Oh, I'm sorry, Ghost. I like to just push your buttons sometimes. I love Murkrow. And I also don't really like his evolution. I think Murkrow's kind of cool how he is. It's what we do here. I know, right? I just like that he's like a little witch crow. That's super cute. Beldum. I feel like I have a lot of Beldums in my bulk. I don't know why I end up with so many Beldums. Ooh, Dragonair Reverse. Very cool. I think I have the non-reverse of this one. So this in my Gen 1 binder, so this one might be going in there. I have to double check. And then, ooh, Gardevoir. Aw. Scraggle already logged off, but there's a Gardevoir. I wonder if he's got this one. Refinement. You must discard a card from your hand in order to use this ability. Once during your turn, you may draw 2 cards. Wow, that's funny that the Curlia has that exact same ability. So, like, okay. But 120 damage for only 2 energy. That's pretty good. Oh, yeah. Send a pic? Okay. Or you want to just snag a screenshot real quick? If you're on mobile, that's easy to do. Let me see. I'll hold the camera up and see if I can snag one on mobile. Oh, no, I fucked it up. Anyway, whatever. I'll take a picture later and do it. Alright, we'll do one last pack and call it a night. What do you say? What do you say, Ghost? And I'll let you choose. This will be dealer's choice. Left side or right side. You get to pick it. Or Blueberry Pop-Tart. Let's make a Poke Ruckus. I don't even remember how that Blueberry Pop-Tart thing started. How did we start talking about Blueberry Pop-Tarts? I don't even remember. It's a recurring bit, but I don't even remember how that bit started. You threw it in, but was it just randomly that you put it in the poll, or were we talking about Pop-Tarts for some reason? You're just really hungry for a Pop-Tart. That's what it was. Hey, I mean, any reason's as good as another. I feel like that's always the case when it comes to running jokes or inside jokes, is that they're always just like random. Yeah, dude, I was being a RAR XD millennial. Oh my gosh. All right, which side do you want, Ghost? Left side or right side? You call it. Left. Here we go. Left. The final pack of the night is an Obsidian Flames. You know, for as many Obsidian Flames boosters that I've opened on the stream, I've never got the one of the Dragonite. I know, right? Isn't he cool? And he's got his little Terra crown on him. I will say this, I'm not a big fan of the look of the Terra Pokemon. I feel like the whole thing is kind of silly. I do like, though, that Terra Pokemon, and I always forget about this when playing my Charizard deck, but they all have this little rule box. As long as this Pokemon is on your bench, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks, both yours and your opponent's. So you have to remember that Terra Pokemon cannot be damaged by attacks while they're on your bench. And I forget that sometimes. But yeah, I was looking at the Marnie deck, and I added it in TCG Live. They have it in there now. So I added it into TCG Live, and I've been testing it out, making some improvements. I followed somebody's recommendations, and I'm really excited to like take this deck for a test spin in real life. So they should be shipping, I think it says June 5th is when we should get those in. So just 2 more weeks and we'll have them. I might need to make a Lance deck, speaking of Dragonite. Oh, okay. Toxel. Oh, I will let you know. And I'll see if he has a recommendation for like a Steven upgrade too. But from what he said initially was out of the box, those decks are actually really good. And he dared say these are the best level 2 decks that Pokemon has put out. And they're the first ones that actually include a promo card in them too. So they have that full art promo of the Marnie and the Steven, which could be a bit of a drawback because those promo cards are only in those battle deck boxes. So that means that they become targets for scalpers, because that's the only place you can get that card. Another childhood crush. Who would have guessed? So we're lucky we got our hands on those. Well, I mean, technically we don't have them in our hands yet, but the pre-order is still standing. So we'll see. I can't wait to get my Destin Rivals pre-orders in. They have not shipped yet from Pokemon Center, but I am waiting for it. Oh, here's your boy, Paldean Cloudsire. Poison Ring. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. During your opponent's next turn, that Pokemon can't retreat. Ooh, that's good. So not only do you poison them, but typically that's a way that you cure the poison is by retreating them. And it's wild because so many people are just so unimpressed by Dex. Dude, I know, right? Your baby. And it's like, but you know what? You can't hate people for that because I think everybody has a different reason for collecting Pokemon cards. Some people just like collecting them for collector's sake, right? So they would have no interest in the battle decks. They don't actually play the game. So they're just like, well, why do I want to buy a battle deck? There's nothing for that, right? For them. For those of us who also play the game, it's a great value because you can pick up battle decks for relatively cheap or cheaper than most products. I mean, you can buy a battle deck cheaper than you can some packs. You know, like a pack of prismatics is $10. You can buy a level 1 battle deck for $8 at Walmart. And typically those are the only things you have on the shelf. Speaking of battle decks, Ghost, I found that eBay, somebody was selling a bunch of old V battle decks. So they're old decks, they're not viable, they've been rotated out, but they were selling like a lot of them. I bet you they were a scalper who bought them all up thinking that they were going to be valuable and then found that nobody wanted to buy battle decks, so now they're just trying to liquidate their inventory for cheap. So I scored like 4 of them, and I'm going to be putting them into the raffle for Poke Night, so people can score some fun little decks, some theme decks. Hell yeah, and we play expanded. Exactly, right? So they're just cool little decks to play with. Then some of them are level 1 decks, some of them are level 2 decks. Also, do you want this Clodsire? I'll set them aside for you. I guess I'm just saucy because now it feels like the scalpers are coming for decks finally. I just think it's a knee-jerk alarmist worry. I know. I feel you. I mean, to some extent, you were right. They are doing it because they put those promos in the battle decks now. But that doesn't mean that they're not going to come down in price. And I think that that's the important thing to realize right now when we are in a hype market is that they are capitalizing off of people's FOMO, fear of missing out FOMO. So as long as you can not give in to your FOMO and be patient, you will get a deal, prices will come down, and the market will stabilize. And especially because this set is hitting the streets in a week, the Destin Rival set, it's just like Journey Together, it's going to balloon like crazy. And you're going to see people listing things on eBay for $200 for a boost, for an ETB or something, right? And they're going to find that there's going to be enough supply that things are eventually going to start coming down. And then the people who went and scalped it all are going to have to sell their product at a loss. True, and I think the madness has finally left me on boosters. Good. And again, Ghost, if you ever just need to get your hands on some boosters, let me know. I can hook you up because I have a stash that I can give to you. I can ethically scalp to you guys, and I'm not going to charge you market price. You guys will get them at whatever I paid for them. So if there's a specific set that you're looking for, let me know, and I can see what I can do to score some for you, if I don't already have it. That way you don't have to worry about like somebody trying to rip you off or something. Sizor or Scissor. I say Sizor. I think Sizor sounds cooler. I'm going to stick with that. Let's chat. I do like opening some on stream with you. Okay, good. We'll do business. But yeah, like that. If I can hook up my friends, that's, I think, the best way to do it. And because I've been able to get a lot of stuff online, I'm not getting it at crazy prices. Like just today, I got some Prismatic Evolutions at MSRP, which is unheard of. And you know what's ironic about all of this? Is that people used to say, when the market was low, people would say, man, you should really avoid buying stuff on Pokemon Center because their prices are too high. You're always paying MSRP price, so things are a little expensive when you can go into Target or Walmart and buy stuff on sale for cheaper, or Amazon or something. But now that we're in a hype market, the market is far beyond MSRP price, and the Pokemon Center is the only place you can get something for cheap or cheaper, which is wild. I have a ton of these guys, these Scizors. I should probably give one to Alex because I know he said that was his favorite Pokemon. Bonsley. I have not seen this card yet. Is this like a baby Sudowoodo? He kind of looks like a baby Sudowoodo. He's a bonsai Pokemon. You know the lore, Ghost. Is this a baby Sudowoodo? Exactly true. Okay. And the last card of the night is... Oh, we got a hit. An EX. Dragonite! Dude, we willed it into existence. Didn't I say that? Like, of all the Obsidian Flames, we never pulled the Dragonite? Yeah, we fucking manifested it. As soon as I pulled the pack, I'm like, man, that's a cool Dragonite. I've never pulled one of these though, in all of the Obsidian Flames, and sure enough, we got the Dragonite EX. Hell yeah! Is it even a good card? Like, let's see, wing attack, 70 damage. Oh, that's pretty good for 1 energy, colorless. And then Mighty Meteor for a water and a lightning. Flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 140 more damage. If tails, during your next turn, this Pokemon can't attack. Ooh, high risk, high reward. But also, very high HP. I could see him being usable in a deck. One thing that is really cool, he has no weakness and no resistance. And the retreat cost ain't bad. Yeah, exactly. Like, he seems okay. I could see this going. There's probably some decks that people have thrown together with him. I don't know if he would be the main feature of a deck, but I feel like as like a good secondary support, backup attacker, that could be useful, because 148 damage ain't bad, especially if you can get lucky and flip that to 280. That's pretty high. It's not enough to one-shot kill a lot of the big meta Pokemon, but if he's your secondary attacker, I could definitely see that being useful. Very cool. Very, very cool. Man, what luck that we manifested that, huh? All right, let me put these bad boys in sleeves, and then we'll call it a night here. Fucking incredible. Like, what are the odds, huh? Maybe I should have manifested the Charizard. The big Charizard chase card of Obsidian Flames. Oh, and I did a thing, Ghost. I'm going to show you really quickly. So I did a thing. I know, like, I had joked about how, like, yeah, you know what? It's probably not worth putting... next time, save the magic. Oh, okay. You want me to tell you? Let me put these bad boys in the top loader here. No, I just meant for the man. Oh yeah. Save the Charizard for that. You know how, like, I was saying, like, man, it seems so wacky to put full art cards or illustrated rare cards in a battle deck, because you're just going to be playing with them, so it's going to damage them. Well, I decided to bling out my Charizard deck. And let me show you. Luckily, none of the cards in it were more than $4. So, and then I also, when I order the cards for the bling version of the deck, I make sure to get ones that are like either moderately played or lightly played condition too, because they tend to be a little bit cheaper. I don't need near mint conditions in these because, like I said, you're going to be battling with them. And these are the new sleeves I put on them. They're a little slippery, and because they're all double sleeved, it's a little hard to hold. But every card in here is either hollow or reverse hollow. So yeah, I went through and even the energies, I got these. I think they were like 6 cents a piece. but I just got enough of them in bulk that I was able to get them. Right? It's the Cosmo Hollow one. Boss's Orders. This is technically a Sword and Shield one, but because, you know, so it would have been rotated out in this last rotation, but because it's still the text is unchanged, I put it in there, and it's still legal. Charmander. So the Charmander, this one is actually, it's a reverse Cosmo Hollow, which is a very specific one. I think this was I want to say it was a GameStop exclusive. Yeah, errata. That's what they call it. Now the Charmeleon was just a regular Cosmo Hollow, but I put a regular foil on it too, just to give it some extra bling. The Pidgeots, I ordered 2 of the ones that you gave to Alex for his deck. They weren't too expensive, so I got 2 of those. So I'm going to replace those when these eventually come in. Energy, Arven, Reverse. I actually really like the look of the Reverse Hollows, especially on trainer cards, just because it gives them more than just the image up top to shine. Countercatcher, and then I got the Pokeball version from Prismatic Evolutions of the Professor Suro, which they're the textured ones, which are super cool. Legit gotta never bring that shit up ever again. I know, right? Sexy ass Turo. He has one full art card. I don't think it's the illustrated rare. Oh, it's the illustrated rare, but not the special illustrated rare, where he just looks like extra dad, sexy dad vibes. Defiance Band, Vesnipity, Iono. You've seen all these. Then here's the Pokeball from Prismatic Evolutions. You can kind of see it there. The Pokeball hollows are really cool because it's technically the reverse hollow down here, but also the Pokemon is hollow as well, and it's textured. And I don't know if you can see it through the sleeve, but it's like a super hollow where the whole thing is hollow. It's okay, you can say daddy. Then Charizard EX. So I do have some replacement Charizards coming. Unfair Stamp. Let me see. Brock Scouting. I put a shiny Pidgeotto. I only have one Pidgeotto in this deck, so I got the shiny one from Paldean Fates, and then put the hollow sleeve on it, so the whole thing is real fancy. But it's a shiny Pidgeotto. I was going to put shiny Charmanders and Charmeleons, but they were like $6 a piece for each card, and I run a lot of them in this deck, so I'm like, nah, I'll just go with the Cosmo Hollows that I have. It's so much more Pidgeot than usual. Yeah, well, it's the Pidgeotto. But yeah, like, it's pretty cool. I dig it. Look at those locks. I know, right? I love his little mullet. His pigeon mullet. Yeah, so the Pidgey's just a regular reverse hollow. That's what you mean. Artisan. But yeah, I just love the energies too. The energies are the Cosmo Hollows. Dusclops, he's just a regular reverse hollow. The Dust Skull is a Pokeball hollow from Prismatic Evolutions. So yeah, it's got that extra texture on it. Super, super cool. So pretty. Yeah, absolutely. Technical Machine Evo. Another Boss's Orders. I love the Cyrus Boss's Orders. Super cool. I would love to use a Giovanni full art, but the Giovanni full art ones are kind of expensive. So I'm like, nah, that's too much for a battle deck. Briar, the Pokeball from Prismatic Evolutions. And then the Charizard EX. So I've got 2 of them already. I've got a third one coming. These are the promo ones, and then there's another full art Charizard coming in. These were the cheap ones. There are ones that are like way more expensive. I think there's a shiny version of them, and then the ones where he's like painted, like the illustrated rares. But yeah, these ones look super cool. And of course, because he's my main card of the deck, I put him in a hollow sleeve as well. So he's just extra shiny. Charmander again. Professor's Research, I went with the Professor Oak because I love Professor Oak, and he's a Pokeball from Prismatic. Yeah, and I think that's about it. But yeah, so I've been blinging out my Charizard deck. I just need my Buddy Poffin reverse hollows to come in. They're the only ones that I'm missing from it, but it is good to go. And these sleeves, pretty cool. They shuffle really well. It's the same brand as my black sleeves, but I just got the blood red color ones. Excellent deck, dude. I hope you're. I'm very proud. I'm very proud. So if you need any red sleeves, let me know because I've got extras. Although, check this out. So they shipped in this box, right? It says 300. The box came like this. So I won't show it on stream, but on the other side of it, there's just a shipping label stuck to this box. There was no, it wasn't packaged in a shipping box or anything. And it came with 4 of these inside of it. Each of these is 50. 50 times 4 is 200. There were 2 of them that were missing from the box. So I put in for a return on Amazon. So they're gonna ship me a replacement, but then I'll have to ship back the other one. So, but yeah, so I'll probably end up. No, it was not a FedEx. I think it was USPS because they put it in my mail locker. But yeah, what I think happened was I think the box opened during shipping and then like 2 of them fell out and then they just reclosed the box and didn't put the other packs back in. They dropkick their I know, FedEx is the worst. And dude, get this. I've been seeing reports all over the Pokemon community on Twitter where people are saying that if your FedEx is a hub and I forget what regional hub it is, but there's a specific regional hub that Pokemon Center packages are getting robbed. So people are getting boxes that have already been picked through. Like they'll get like a Prismatic Evolution box and they open it up and it's just everything's torn through. There's no packs in it, everything's stolen. And they go to complain to FedEx. FedEx says you gotta take it up with the shipper. They go to Pokemon Center. They're like, sorry, we don't offer refunds on trading cards. So people are just screwed. And apparently, like a lot of people who are going through that FedEx distribution center, people are just seeing the Pokemon Center in the sender address and just stealing. They're just fucking stealing. And it's FedEx employees that are doing it, which is crazy. More like USP-ness, right? Am I right? Honestly, that's what I suspect every time I get a busted box. I know, dude. At least here, they just beat our boxes up, but at least they're not stealing anything, knock on wood, because that would suck. Anyway, so that concludes the stream. I hope you guys had fun. I don't think I'm going to send it out tonight, but we're just going to cut the stream. I hope you had fun. Ghost, thank you for hanging out with me. I really appreciate you being here. Tomorrow, we're probably going to be playing some Repo. Izzy said he wanted to play some Repo, and tomorrow works for him. And Molly wants to play too, so let's do some Repo if you're free tomorrow. Probably knocking on wood because it pisses off the dogs. Oh, they think that someone's at the door. All right, cool. Well, I hope you have a great night. Again, so long, fuckers. Bye-bye. Good night.